you're a pioneer in real estate. You've been doing this since the age of 19, and I think it's been about 15 to 20 years you've been into real estate.
Well, almost 18 years. I'm just gonna finish 18 years into real estate, and it's a big time.
Okay, I want to start with a huge round of applause because Skyview Real Estate is one of the best places to work. Is that correct?
Yes, we just got Great Place to Work award yesterday.
Fantastic. That's a phenomenal one. So tell me everything about what transpired.
So basically, the real estate, when I started, the idea of real estate was to get into the field of a passion. I loved real estate. I
Right.
loved the properties at that time, and no one will say that Dubai has one of the most interesting buildings. So when JBR was planned, when villas were planned, areas like Palm Jumeirah, how can you not be interested in
Right.
houses? So that got me into it. However, the business sense was new to me. I was understanding how does the business work, how to run a company. I was 19, 20 when I was actually started the company and writing my own checks. So that it is a learning curve, and it always. So one thing that I learned, that if you keep your staff happy, if you keep your environment happy, and if you give them what it deserves, it creates a lot of positivity. And I think that creates into the success of a company. That actually translates into success of a company, and this is what we were trying to do. And this Great Place to Work award is just a stepping stone. It's a recognition that yes, what we are doing it probably right, and we want to continue doing it, and we want to do it every year. In fact, keep on improving more so that the work environment is much more better, and that takes the company to a new levels.
So welcome back. While you're listening in, you're tuned in. This is with Akash Kanjwani. He is the CEO of Skyview Real Estate. Every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. we have conversations related to real estate. We've been having, it's a conversational, informative and interactive talk show with Akash Kanjwani. The show is something that gives you clarity on what you need to do when it comes to real estate. We've covered broader topics like renting versus owning. We've covered golden visa. How can you get a golden visa if you were to invest in real estate? Last year, we covered the various developers in the market, right? If you have to do a quick summary, what would you say?
So basically, Dubai has a lot of developers, but last week what we covered was top developers of Dubai. We covered Imad, Damak, Nakhil, and the projects that they are doing.
Right.
Some of the interesting projects that they have come up with, and some of the interesting projects that we recommend to buy and invest in, or maybe you can look in your dream house. And I think till now, what we have covered is given a people variety of options why you should rent, or why you should buy, not rent for a longer period, and what golden visa gives you, and kind of a choice of developers that is there.
Right.
However, what we are going to discuss today is completely different topic. It's a very interesting one because a lot of people have been asking us about it.
So the interesting topic, let's jump right into it. How does one become a real estate broker?
Well, so a lot of people are reading about real estate, what's happening. A lot of people are seeing that the number of brokers are increasing day by day, and new kind of people are joining in. So you have people all the way from sales, marketing are becoming brokers. I have someone who's a dentist has become a broker. I have.
You're kidding? No.
No, I'm serious. He was a dentist, apparently not very successful. So,
Okay.
So he became a broker.
A successful broker.
A successful broker. So it's easier than breaking people's teeth. Yeah.
So what does it take to become a real estate broker?
So what you need to understand that real estate broker, a lot of people must have read the article that real estate is the highest paying job in Dubai currently. So last month there was an article very clearly that real estate you can earn up to 250,000 a month being a real estate broker.
Right.
Yes, that's a big number. A lot of people will get shocked. So, but the thing is, it's just not that number. It's not that you can get 250,000. You step in and you're going to get 250,000. Real estate broker is a commission-driven job.
Right.
So you don't have a fixed salary. Most of the companies that they hire, or most of the brokers that they like to work, is on commission basis,
Right.
which gives them the option to make much more money in a deal, and work harder towards the deal. However, there are certain skills, skills which are very important. So first of all, you should be good in communication. You need to have good networking skill.
Right.
You need to be good. You need to be good understanding of the project. So you need to understand what's the layouts, what kind of location, what kind of. Second thing is, what it helped me to become a good broker is the properties that I want to invest or buy myself.
Right.
I don't pitch the properties to people if I don't want to buy myself.
Okay.
Most of the houses that I pitch or most of the properties that I pitch are the ones that I have already purchased in the community, and I'm very convinced about the project, so it becomes easier. And I think the convention, either you cannot fake convention, you cannot just keep on, people will catch you if you say, oh wait, this is the last unit you need to buy today, it is gonna sold out.
Right.
Wait, people are going to understand, wait, what you're talking, yeah, yesterday you said last unit, today again you're saying last unit. So the convention doesn't come with the fakeness. The convention comes with the real truth and transparency. And in Dubai, you really don't have to, because there are buildings which sold out like within no minute, within no time. For example, Nakil had launched District 1, and District 1 was sold out within like what, 30 minutes. We were struggling with checks, with people putting 20% down payment checks, and there were no units available. Till today, if there is any cancellation, we have people with checks hopeful that something might come up, some person might default on his payment, and we might get a unit. And this is the situation of villas currently.
Phenomenal. So what are we covering today? We're covering how does one become a real estate broker. Now, the first question that comes to my mind is, are you personally hiring, Akash?
Oh yes, we are definitely hiring. We have opened our second branch on Hissa Street. We are very shortly will be announcing our third branch in Dubai.
Fantastic.
And we are hiring. So anyone who is interested to become a broker can send an email to hr@skyviewdubai.com. That's hr@skyviewdubai.com. And then if you have the skill. So first basic thing, you need to be a graduate.
Okay.
And then you need to have, if you speak various languages, it's even more better. So currently,
because it's a diverse country.
It's a diverse country.
Arab expats, Western expats, Indian expats. You have people from all across the globe, and that's what defines. You have Filipinos. There's so many people here.
If you walk in downtown or if you walk in Palm, you will minimum in 15 minutes, you'll come across 40 different nationalities. Correct. Easily. And this is something which was told to me by a guest who came from India.
Do you know the 15 nationalities working in the Furniture Radio Network?
And in Skyview, we also have around 12 nationalities working with us. It's speaking different languages. We have French, we have Russian, we have Indian, and we have Filipinos.
Right.
So I think any country or any company that you go in Dubai, this is the right mix. So when it comes to housing, the more languages you speak, the better. And I think the communication, and you need to be really active on social media.
You know, there was this saying that I was reading through this before the show, that there is a dearth of good real estate brokers. Why is that?
Well, the thing is, real estate brokers, a lot of people join the industry for very simple reason. They just want to make money.
Correct.
They just want to sell you.
It's a no-brainer.
They just want to sell you anything and everything.
Right.
They look at that first 1 year or 6 months, and they make their target. They make their expectation. They work really hard on selling, and then in 6 months' time or 1 year's time, what they forget that real estate is about repeat customers.
Right.
Every time you put 200% acquiring a new customer but not servicing your old customer, what's the point? Exactly. I mean, you will end up losing more than you're gaining. And that is the reason most people fail in this industry.
Right.
You shouldn't join any industry for that matter if you don't want to be a long-term player in that.
Right.
Okay. If you don't have a passion, if your motivation is only for that money, then forget it. And this is not the field. Yes, the money is the byproduct which will come if you're giving good service, but you need to pitch the right properties to a right client. And trust me, even if a customer doesn't buy today, he will buy in 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I have a customer who started talking to me almost 3 years back.
Okay.
And he hasn't purchased till now, but I'm sure he will buy. But whenever he calls, I give him the same importance, like, he's going to buy. And I have a customer who inquired about last year about a property, and he said, Akash, I don't feel it's the right time. I said, yeah, I mean, for me, it's the right time. Now, when he sees the property prices up 150%, he's like, I should have bought before. I said, yeah, but if you wait 1 more year, you're going to say the same thing every year to me. So might as well take that decision and buy it. And guess what? He's actually started to look seriously. He just got his pre-approval done.
Okay.
And he's starting to look a property seriously with us. So
fantastic. We're going to be taking the conversation forward. This is Talk Realty with Akash Kanjwani. He is the CEO of Skyview Real Estate, and also who understands the market in the best possible way. If you want to reach out to Skyview Real Estate, the number is very simple, 050-285-9321. I repeat, 05028593321. The conversation that we're doing today is about how can you invest your time and become a real estate broker. A lot of people are moonlighting. A lot of people are having becoming a broker as a side hustle as well. Let's explore this conversation further. We also have another guest along with Akash. His name is Rahul Harwani. He is a real estate broker. Well, let's take the conversation forward. It's a very interesting topic today. Being a real estate broker, and we have a guest with Akash.
Yes.
Right, Akash?
Yes. So we have Rahul Tharwani with me. Rahul is my sales director, one of my sales director in the company. Rahul was very recently promoted to a sales director, and he has his own team right now. So I think it's a very interesting story how Rahul came into real estate and how he joined real estate and how he joined Skyview for that matter. So I think Rahul is the best.
Hi Rahul, how's it going with you, man?
All good. Thank you for having me. Very good morning. Yes, it was a very interesting journey. 2.5 years with Skyview, and the growth I've seen is tremendous. 4.5 years, I think, in Dubai real estate.
Okay.
The previous 2 years, I know you guys have been talking about brokers, in the market, and the first 2 years were very, very difficult, to be honest. I mean, it was a time wherein there was speculations about the expo happening or not happening, and a lot of things happened. People had.
I think you started your journey right amidst the pandemic.
Just before the pandemic, it was like right in the middle, and then
So primarily for a year you were.
2018. I was in 2018 October. I think I came to Dubai. I remember, and then I dived into real estate. It was very, very hot, but it was slowing down because people were beginning to understand whether Dubai is going to make it or not. But the way things have turned around,
Rahul is always making
it is insane. I mean, I know a lot of people who regret today by saying all of those things, what they said to me while prospecting.
See, this is what I have been here in Dubai for last 27 years.
Right.
Okay. And I have always seen a very small select period. So 6 months, 1 year, 1.5 year.
Yeah.
And then people start talking. But there are very smart people who don't listen to others. They start investing.
Right.
They start investing of their own money. And then look, Dubai always has delivered. Whether it was 1995, 1996, 2001, 2002, and then there is after 2008, a lot of people said a lot of things about real estate being wrong and invested and look at 2010, 11,
Right.
whoever has invested in that period has made almost 250% of their property value. So Corona, I think beginning of Corona, people were little confused, little worried overall what's happening. But when we were having conversation, and when I remember I was having conversation with my banker, and I said, why will anywhere people want to go apart from Dubai? Is the secure, best infrastructure in health, best management, the job opportunities, and the way the country came together and supported the way. So everywhere it was, whether you're shut in Europe, they were confused whether to shut it because people were not listening, they were forcing. In India, people were inside their house, but they were protesting. In Dubai, it was very clear. You can go out when it is an emergency. You want, just take, you have to register online, take a permit, go wherever you want if you have the permit. And if you don't get the permit, don't leave. Because they were monitoring number of people in that area. Right. It was fantastic. Easy. And there was no shortage of food, no shortage of medicine. So that brought a very new kind of people to Dubai, which were
a huge influx. You see the roads right now, they're full. A lot of new people coming in every single day, and a lot of people coming in for business opportunities.
Correct.
And a lot of people coming in to buy property.
Absolutely.
Which is why we need more real estate brokers and quality real estate brokers. So Rahul, if I was to ask you this question, what does it take for one to become a real estate broker?
Okay. So look, positive thinking is very, very important. Now, like I said, a lot of people were very, very negative before the pandemic, and during all stages of the market cycle. Real estate is a cycle. It goes up, it goes down. Most of the investors, decide when they want to enter and when they want to exit.
Right.
So you have to understand the market very, very clearly. So it's not like, just that you are good at communication skills and you can read a bit and then you'll become a real estate broker. You have to understand economics. You have to understand a lot of things. Other thing, the most important thing.
So it's not just about communication. Communication is a very important
Very important. Because if you're not going to be able to communicate what you study and what you research and what you understand about the market, then the research doesn't make sense.
Right.
And then the second most important, actually, this is also in the same league as what I said earlier, is relationship building.
Right.
A lot of the brokers are in it for the quick buck.
Yep.
I've seen so many, like Mr. Akash told us about the Maidan West launch.
Yeah.
And I saw like about thousands of brokers standing in the queues. We were there morning to night, and we were trying to figure out how to, service our client in the best possible way. But there were a lot of other brokers, just trying to push a product onto them. But whereas we kept patient, we tried to understand, whether the thing is good for our investor or not.
Yeah.
Great.
A broker should tell you when to buy and when not to buy.
Right.
Also, recently, me and Mark, our social media manager, wanted to say this on TikTok. Like, it's not really important about what you sell. Sometimes it also matters about what you don't sell.
Right.
And most of the brokers, the new brokers in the market, they're seeing a product, they're seeing the commissions which are giving, they're just running blindly.
Right.
So that's not important. I mean, you have to be very, very careful, because if you want to be in the long run, you have to be very, very careful, and you have to be understanding. So
Well, let's keep the conversation going. If you have questions related to being a real estate broker, you're driving down, you need to just park and drop us a WhatsApp. It's 0586861003 for any questions. If you want to be a real estate broker, Skyview has an opportunity for you. Do you have the gift of the gab? Do you represent yourself in the best possible way? Are you the best version of yourself? Are you empathetic? There are a lot of traits that need to be considered when it comes to becoming a real estate broker. The number is 0586861003. A question is coming in, Akash, and the question is simple. How much can I make with every property I sell? But let's answer that right after this short break. Because there's a lot of introspection that needs to go in for a question like this, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we need to. So there is no boundaries. You can make a lot of money in this thing, but really, you want to sell only one property, or do you want to sell multiple properties? The answer is there.
So what's the starting point? Let's catch that right after this short break, Akash. Akash, we've covered various topics.
Yeah.
People have been renting, but now you've convinced them that the right thing to do is not waste your money by renting a property. Invest in your own property.
Correct.
We spoke about how they can get a golden visa. What are the kind of money they need to spend to get a golden visa with a property, which is like sone pe suhaga, right?
Exactly. I mean, and the thing is, the government of Dubai has made it so easy.
Right.
Yesterday, just evening, we were sitting in office for 7:38, and the customer clearly came for one simple reason. He wanted to live in Dubai, and he wanted to purchase a house just so that he can get an investor visa.
You know what? My brother in Delhi just messaged me a week ago and says, "Sunny, I want to buy a property in Dubai. How much does it take? Is the golden visa thing real?" I'm like, yes, it's legit. I can connect you to the right person. So it's intriguing people all across the globe.
Correct.
What we're talking about today is because there's so much of a demand, the question is, we need good quality brokers, and you're giving people an opportunity to become a broker with Skyview Real Estate. Right? The number, of course, to reach Skyview Real Estate is 0502859321. And what would the email address be, Akash?
So it is hr@skyviewdubai.com. That's the easiest way. You can just drop in your CVs, your emails, and one of our HR staff will get back to you. If your CV is interesting, and if we find that you have what it takes to be a successful broker, you will hear from us today only.
Fantastic. We also spoke about the skill sets that you need to be a real estate broker. Communication. You need to have the sharp foresight. You need to be a good networker. And, obviously the money comes along. How much can one earn? And because the question coming in was, how much can I make per property? Because you also mentioned that there's no fixed salary. You make money on commissions.
Correct. So basically, there are two models that you work with. You have a basic salary that you work around with, and then you get a lesser part of the commission. Basic salary gives you a kind of assurance that yes, you're getting something every month fixed. And then you have a commission attached to it, whether it is 10, 20, 20, 25, 30. That's the max you can make when you're on a salary basis. However, when you're just working on a commission basis, you don't join just as an employee, you join as a partner. You work on the leads that are given to you by the company. The company spends money on your training. The company spends money on your leads. The company spends money on your social media, marketing, listing. And it gives you the kind of support of administration, office, and other things which is required to close a deal. However, you have to invest your time, your skills, your energy into closing a deal. So it's a partnership. It's not employee or employer kind of situation. And then in that partnership, if one person is not performing and the other person is, trying to take advantage, it doesn't work. So both have to put in 100% effort, and then the successful deal happens.
Right.
So the current market situation, one needs to understand very clearly that average commission in our office has been in a month has been around 100,000 a month. A person is making easily. Sometimes even much more than that. But I'm just talking about average in a month. And this kind of numbers, they don't come easy. It's not like I will hire someone today and then tomorrow he'll be making this. There are people who have, this was not their field. They were not there. They were, if you are someone who needs to be told what to be done every single day, you have a script, you just have to read it. Sorry, you're not a right broker, because you need to explore, you need to meet developers, you need to meet owners, you need to meet new buyers, you need to participate in networking events, you need to go for international events, trips. And this is where, when Rahul and me said that communication is important, also understanding about the project is even more important. You cannot just talk, and when a client asks you questions, sorry, it's not in my script, because you never understood the project.
Right.
So how do you expect a client to get convinced? And some people who buy property, property is the single biggest investment or single biggest spend that you do in your lifetime. For most of the people do this. So they make sure that the person I'm going ahead with, they trust.
Absolutely.
Are you trustworthy? Are you someone who's talking what you make sense?
Are you taking me for a ride?
Are you taking me for a ride?
Yeah.
So I think your listener had asked the question, how much does one make on a property?
Yeah.
So if you're selling a property of 1 million, the commission is normally 2% that you take from the buyer.
Right.
And this 2% is 20,000 dirhams. And if you're on commission basis, you split it with the
Let's
company.
say the average price of a property is $1 million, right?
Average price of an apartment is million, but average price of villas is anywhere between 7 to 8 million.
Right.
So it depends on what sector are you taking, what segment of real estate.
So say someone sells like a 1 BHK, right, which
Right.
goes at about 750,
Right.
and you're saying that one can take away 2% of it.
2% of that. So 15,000 is what the commission that you will be paying on that, plus VAT.
Okay.
On that. And then if you're on commission basis or whatever your commission slab is, you'll split that with the company.
Right.
There are different ways to sell a property. It's just not that you have one way. So Rahul started, he was very new to the real estate market, and he started on a different sector. So Rahul, explain, how did you start and what was your first initial step to become a broker?
Well, I was quite a clean slate. I mean, it was difficult initially, to
From
get to know.
scratch,
Yeah, from scratch. I was completely zero. So
Because he was very new to Dubai.
yeah,
Right.
I was
And-
trying to understand a lot of things about the market, about people, about the projects, and also about the company. So,
So where did you get started?
I mean, in time frame, or
I mean,
how did
what did you get started with, and how did you lead into your cracking your first code, right? The first deal.
to be honest, I was waiting for a lot of things, opportunities to come my way, like many other people are doing in the market. But then I decided one day to call random people. I mean, prospecting. It is called cold calling, but it is completely important for you to get to the business rather than you waiting for the business to come to you.
Right.
Because if you don't talk to people, how are people going to know that what you have to offer? So in that sense, I did multiple calls. I did door knocking. I reached out to people as in different ways as I could. I wrote emails. I wrote, Instagram messages. I remember I was doing videos.
Right.
I was getting some messages which were, okay, they just wanted to know things. But
Curiosity.
yeah, after a month or two, or maybe I think 2.5 months, I got my first lead.
Okay.
And who I showed to about, I think, 5 or 6 properties all around town. It was JVC.
Okay.
It was a guy who wanted to live in, self-use. End users are very different than investors, so they need to be very particular about the bathroom size, the kitchen size, closed, open kitchen, and all that. So we had to go around buildings and see the properties. And yes, so if people think that making the money in real estate is easy, well, yeah, they should get into it and try to do the basics.
Right.
And the basics are quite difficult. But then again, it pays off very good in a later stage.
So the check boxes, right? You're building the right kind of a network.
Correct.
You're sourcing the right kind of clients.
Absolutely.
You're communicating with them on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
You're reassuring them every single day that, hey, you know what? You are on the right place, and this is something that is definitely going to give you a good advantage.
Correct. So it's very important that you need to understand what segment you want to cater. So there are real estate. It looks very similar from outside, but there are 4 different segments. If I can break it down for you.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Yeah. So Rahul will agree with me. The first and the primemost what comes to my people's mind is primary sales, which is the sale where the developer launches a project. The agent is a channel partner with a developer, and then he just sells developer's unit to investors or the end user.
Right.
The second kind of is the secondary sale. Now, this is where a person has already purchased a property from a developer. He is the owner of a property and he wants to resell that property in the market either for a profit or the property is ready and he want to resell it. Then there is commercial properties, which are your commercial offices, warehouses, shops. And then there is rental, which is the renting of a property. This is nothing to do with the sales to start with. Leasing, correct. So if you ask me, a best way to start and to make a network is leasing, because
That's where one should get started.
if ideally the leasing is the best way to start into real estate. If you're very new, you don't know about real estate a bit, you haven't lived in Dubai that much,
right,
you can start with anything, but the leasing gives you one comfort that at least it gives you a regular income every month.
Right.
So you start, it makes you a confident booster that I'm getting an X amount every month. Now, leasing also gives you, because as we all know that it's very easy to rent out property in Dubai.
Right.
There is still a large chunk of population which still goes.
So broker also makes commission on leasing.
Correct. So the commission on leasing is 5%.
Okay.
So let's say you're renting a house of 100,000, you get 5% is 5,000 commission on that.
Okay.
But in a deal, in a sale, maybe when you're new, you will only do 2 or 3 deals in a month. In leasing, you can do around 10 to 15, even if you're new.
Right.
It all depends on how good are you in sourcing.
It's a good starting point and it gives you that recurring revenue.
Recurring revenue. But you can also, it's not like everybody who started big started with leasing. We have a lot of people who started, including Rahul. I think Rahul started with sales and primary sales.
Okay.
Because the company that initially he joined was only focused on that kind of sale.
Right.
But in Skyview, we give people choices. We have different departments. We have primary, we have secondary, we have commercial, we have leasing. So anyone who wants to join in is there. If you're looking for quick money, or if you're looking for something that you want to become a millionaire in just first 1 month, then I think there is no department in Skyview.
There's no department anywhere.
There is no department.
unless you're experimenting and you have an epiphany late at night and that, what, I have a miracle drug that I can create over here. Pharmaceutical company.
No, but the thing is, there are people in my company who have become millionaires, who have made $1 million dirhams commissions in this, and they have taken this commission home. But they have done it because they have good network.
Regiment. I mean, you're regimented. There's
Correct.
a process to the madness.
There's a process to the madness. Okay, so who cannot become basically who all can become a real estate broker?
Yeah.
So there is no limitation. We have people who are 60 years old, not in Skyview, but we have seen brokers who are 60-year-old. We have brokers who have just 18.5, like they've just turned 18 and they become a real estate broker. So there's no age limit. There is no limit that you have to come from one background or one country. You can be any nationality, you can be any religion, you can become a broker, because there is always a section of people which are, so as we said, Dubai is international, so you can come from India. However, the more language skills you have, the more better. I have some of the brokers that I have met, they only speak either Hindi or Urdu and bit of Arabic, and they are also successful because they are catering to that kind of sector.
Right.
So it's not like just the language skills can get you. The top broker has all the qualities ticked. He is good in networking, he understands the project, he speaks multiple language, and the most important, he is not bound by one thing. He is open to explore. Today, if a market is changing, which it does, Dubai market, real estate market has changed over last 10, 12 years. He is willing to change with the market. He doesn't want to stay back and think, oh wait, apartments were doing great, I'm just going to focus on apartments. Or villas were doing great, I'm just going to do villas. It doesn't help you, right? Investors always look at one thing, return.
Right.
End users always look at one thing, what they're getting for value for money. So if a value for money looks like in a villa or a townhouse, that is the market that will be boosting. If a value for money looks in terms of location and in terms of apartment, that's the segment it will go. So you need to be open and you need to be adaptive to the market.
And today the topic is how can you become a real estate broker? So with Akash Kanjwani, we also have Rahul Tharwani, who is a young age broker. The conversation right now is moving to the next level. What are the kind of areas that are popular where one broker should venture into? Akash, how would you start that conversation?
Well,
Again, as we said, we discussed about different segments that you can work, primary, secondary. But I think if you're looking for different areas, one should always go where the demand is highest.
Right.
And the demand currently is the highest in any of the beachfront properties. So
Okay.
Palm is on top of my list. Then there is JBR and Marina. However, there is a very natural and subtle demand of JVC, Jumeirah Village Circle.
Absolutely.
I think Rahul will agree. If
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of properties which are value for money, JVC is unbeaten in the market. It's the only community which is actually flourishing.
Okay.
It's mature, and there's a lot of options available. My best of best friends have also bought there.
Okay.
I mean, we've looked around so many places since a year, and then finally we settled at JVC because the value was too good
Yeah.
for somebody. Because the largest chunk of people are wanting these kind of properties, and the value is only there.
So it's affordable. So
Yeah.
you're talking about one bedroom still being between the price of 600 to 700,000. Two bedrooms coming at the price of around 1 million to 1.2 million, and you're looking at good buildings. You're not looking at bad buildings during that.
Well maintained, good quality. I mean, infrastructure is phenomenal, and you're looking at properties which give you good return as well. Correct.
And the location, the convenience of the location.
So,
JVC is really good.
Exactly, and that's the reason, because if you're talking about convenience, so you have, when you're looking for tenants, it's very easy to find. It's just JVC is not very far from what it is right now. And
Already people started calling you.
well, I'm just wondering how they allow me for the 1 hour show. And the thing is, the JVC has one of the price point wise, it is interesting, and the rental, because it gives you around 12 to 13% rental returns. JVC is one community which gives you 12 to 13% rental returns. So I think it should. Price wise, if you compare JVC to JLT, the price is almost 50% cheaper. And
Yeah.
if you're comparing it to Palm, it's almost 200% cheaper.
There was one point of time when JLT right now was really coming up. There were dozens of buildings all across, and now you're saying that JVC is the next JLT.
So JVC is not the next JLT. I think JVC was 5 years back the next JLT.
Okay.
Arjan is the next JLT. Arjan is something which is coming up slowly.
Okay.
JVC, I will say it's in a middle level. It's not increased too much. It still has a lot of potential. But if you're looking to start when the experimental area with JLT was at one time, then there is Arjan, so which we were coming up to. In 2004, I remember I saw the lake being drenched. And I was working those days with a very popular developer called Indigo. And I had gone to visit the site, and they are like, this is where the lake will be. I said, what lake? Where you're going to put a lake? We are going to pull water from there. And look at it. They did it. It's there. It's
one of the
The number of restaurants out there, people actually just go to chill out there every weekend. Like, let's go dine at JLT. And there's so many restaurants out there.
So if you see JLT now, there is one big tower, if you can see behind JLT. It's part of JLT. It's called Uptown JLT.
Yeah. Uptown JLT, the next version.
Its next version, they're going to have much more premium JLT version on the backside. It's the tallest tower. A lot of people have missed, and they have just recently started releasing apartments in that building. That's the prices are starting from around 1.9 million. However, the location of that building and the quality and this thing. So again, it's a different segment. If you're looking to invest in an affordable segment, then there is JVC. If you're looking for premium segment, then this is the building that you can. It's almost ready. The completion is 4 months time, and then 2 billion. You can get one bedroom from, and we are looking at rental returns of around 7 to 8% on a yearly basis. Short term, you're looking at around 10 to 12% in this building because it's a premium building.
I came across an Insta ad yesterday, Akash, and I was really surprised. Just pay 40,000 and move in.
Okay.
Tell me, please crack that code for me.
Okay, so basically, nahi, this is where you need to take it with a pinch of salt. So basically, this is what it is telling you. 40,000 is basically 1 person per month. Either the property is too far from Dubai. Okay, these are not realistic ads. Some of these ads are only to collect your data.
Oh, the next ad is Pay 75 and move in.
Yeah. So some of these ads are just to collect your numbers, just to collect your data, and then they will pitch you something else which you don't want.
So it's a marketing strategy.
It's a marketing strategy. It's a marketing
network.
gimmick.
It's a gimmick.
So don't go on just the too price conscious. You know the market price. No one is going to give you the property at a half of the price, or they're going to give you the price in central location with this kind of payment plan. Either this is, we are talking about way far from Dubai, or you're talking about some other image, maybe Sharjah, maybe Ajman, or way to go ahead with it. If you want to buy, as I said, I've been saying this consistently. First thing, decide what's your budget, and then call us. We will guide you through. Okay, you want to call these guys also, just understand what is there. We don't say just talk to us. If there is anything interesting which other people are offering you, why not look into it? But make sure that you don't get committed to all these things, because you need to check who's the developer, whether the developer is RERA registered, is the project RERA registered, the money that he is collecting, it is going in escrow account. Okay, these are the basics that land department asks a person to check. We make sure we collect all this information, present every document to you before you come in. So if a client is putting an inquiry, we have already checked. We will not advertise a project which is not RERA registered. It's a basic law. And a lot of people, they try to misrepresent. They forget to tell you, yes, 40,000 and move in, but you have to also pay 20% down payment, which is 200,000. So you need to collect that from the bank somewhere. So don't go for this kind of gimmick. If you really want to buy, come to us. We will tell you what to buy and where to buy.
Akash, we've nearly come to the end of the segment. The last segment is Community of the Week. So what are we covering today?
So again, as we every week try to come up with a new community so people can understand. This week, I think something which we both like is Maidan.
Maidan.
A lot of people, Maidan is something, the area around Maidan Hotel. It starts from the Al Khail Road and goes all the way till Dubai Al Road.
Al Road that connects with Mohammed bin Zayed and then connects with bypass.
Correct. So it's a wider area.
It's a road perpendicular to Sheikh Zayed.
Right.
And then you have District 1, which is the Maidan District 1, the most famous community. The closest villa community you can buy near Burj Khalifa.
Downtown,
Yeah.
yeah.
What, just
10 minutes, 9 minutes away. You won't believe. A client of mine, we took a ride from Sunset Mall, I remember, Sunset Beach, to Maidan. It took him 9 minutes.
Right.
And downtown is also 9 minutes.
And they're connecting the various roads.
It's insane. So yeah, this is a very good point, because Al Khail Road these days and Sheikh Zayed Road these days is jam-packed all the time. Morning, evening, whatever time you go. But this Maidan Street, which is connecting the beach and Maidan, it's very interesting.
And it's empty. A lot of people don't know about it.
Yes, exactly. So whoever is living in Sunset side, the Glamour side, the beach side, or even in the middle, Sukim, the villas, which are always rented, they are very high price rented. They are actually coming and buying in Maidan District 1.
You know, the fun part is you're suddenly driving down Al Khail Road and suddenly you see a new highway altogether. We created this for the new villas coming up.
Well, you will see this very soon on Hissa Street. They have just announced that Hissa Street is going to be starting construction in 2023. They're going to ease the traffic which is going to be there.
Amazing.
Hissa Street all the way from Sheikh Zayed Road till Mohammed bin Zayed Road. Okay. So the choke point is getting cleared, and
very interesting. And you won't believe, once I had a client who was saying, Rahul, keep me away from SR Street. I do not want to get stuck in the traffic, because he had stayed in JVC for 1 year or something and he was very upset. So I had done RTA. Some people have written tweets, RTA, when are you going to fix SR Street? RTA promptly responds that, please do not worry, 2023 end, we are going to fix it.
And it's done.
Yeah. So just imagine, this is Dubai. You just send a tweet and you get. So since we have little less time,
there was Nadal Shiva that I was really keen on understanding.
Right. So District Maidan has a lot of other areas which are part of it. So you have District 1. Then there is Millennium Estate, which is a townhouse community which is ready. Dubai Properties has very recently announced something called Nadal Shiba Gardens.
Huge.
Yeah, it's a very huge project and it's very close to the District 1 as well.
Right.
There are townhouses, villas, and Nadal Shiba Garden has plots as well. There are something that you can buy your plot, design your own villa, construct it as per yourself, and they are 100% freehold plots. And then there are a few apartments which will be coming up very soon in this area. You have also Shobha Heartland. Yeah, so which is there. And then Katura Reserve, Rahul's first time, all-time favorite.
Yeah, very interesting
We have
project.
to steer this conversation and elaborate on Community of the Week on call, because while the show comes to an end, the conversations never end at Talk Realty with Skyview Real Estate. Akash, to reach you, it's 050-285-9321. I repeat, 050-285-9321. Skyview Realty is also on YouTube. It's going to be on TikTok. It's on Instagram. You can connect. If you missed the show, you can always connect on YouTube, right?
That's right. So you just have to find Skyview Dubai, and you'll be finding our channel, and then you can just listen to the whole show again.
Fantastic. Akash, thank you for joining us. And thank you, Rahul, for joining us today.
No problem. It's a pleasure.
It's a privilege.
And we're going to be back next week with another topic on Talk Realty. This is Sunny Ahuja with Akash signing off.